Yale Brothers, episode 79.
Some days are harder than others, you know it's true. Sometimes it's hard to recover from things I never knew. Trying hard to find distractions for my mind. One day I discovered the future I fantasized had finally been uncovered. Just had to realize I am stronger now. I can win this somehow. Working on a dream while I'm living in a nightmare. So struggle to survive, but I wanna feel alive. Think I've lost my mind. Crawling out of this hole, I was sinking deep. Felt like I'd lost my soul, and I felt so weak. But I found myself again, lost for so long. I am stronger now. I can win this somehow. Working on a dream while I'm living in a nightmare. So struggle to survive, but I wanna feel alive. Think I've lost my mind. My nightmares, I'm drowning. Feel like letting go. And I'm soaring. And my dreams are ready to grow. Working on a dream while I'm living in a nightmare. So struggle to survive, but I wanna feel alive. Think I've lost my mind. Working on a dream while I'm living in a nightmare. So struggle to survive, but I wanna feel alive. Think I've lost my mind.
What's up, man?
Hey, man, how are you?
Fine, thanks. I'm Chris.
I'm Roger.
We're
We're the Yale Brothers.
Yeah, that's what we are, man. That's what we are. Welcome to episode 79.
Oh, man, I'm excited.
I'm
as
excited.
hell.
We got a good friend of ours on today.
Absolutely. What you just heard was a song called Working on a Dream by said friend and singer, our guest, singer-songwriter, Kristi Jacques.
What's up, Kristi?
Not much. I am just raring to go today.
So are we. We're so excited to have you on here.
Hey, Kristi, we've known each other for many years. I'd like to read off a little blurb, a couple blurbs before we get started, but it's awesome. Like, I've known Kristi for many years, and I know you've met Kristi a couple times, too, here on the Grand Strand. The right to say, I knew you when you were very involved in the wellness industry here in Myrtle.
Yes.
Okay. But during the pandemic, you returned to school for a nutrition degree and picked up the guitar again after 25 years and began writing and recording. So Kristi's got 2 albums under her belt, and her output has been staggering over the past couple years. Can I just put a little blurb from your website, Kristi? Kristi Jacques
Sure.
Music. Kristi Jacques lives in the Myrtle Beach area of South Carolina, but grew up in Charleston. In Charleston, she was embedded in the local music scene there, taking guitar lessons, singing on occasion, running a local music store, wow, and working for an entertainment newspaper. Homie! Lived and breathed music back then. Kristi lived and breathed music back then. This was in the early 90s, and things changed a few years later. She did not touch a guitar for over 25 years, but is making up for it now, playing, writing, singing, and recording. And this is a quote from you, Kristi. You say, "I have rediscovered my passion for music and how much it can heal the soul. I was inspired by another artist to get back to my real self. I hope that I can translate my love and passion for music onto others." Well, that's enough from me, Kristi. Thank you so much for being on today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
Oh, my
Us
gosh.
too.
Well, the song up top was called Working on a Dream. Let's just jump right in. Tell us a little bit about that, Working on a Dream.
Well, when I'm writing songs, I'm always writing from life experiences, something very personal to me. And working on a dream, it was always my dream to get into music and be a musician before I'd kind of dropped the ball.
Yeah.
But there's a line in the song, "Working on a dream while I'm living in a nightmare."
Yes, that wasn't lost on us.
No.
My God.
Yeah. And the nightmare that I'm living is I have a lung issue.
Yeah.
So I'm working on getting on the list for a double lung transplant.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
So-
Jeez.
But of course, it hasn't stopped me from doing what I love.
Well, that's cool.
No,
Love that.
Totally not. And you and I have spoke about the lung issues you have, and I'd like to touch on that in a little more detail a bit later, if that's okay, because oh my God.
Sure.
So, hey, now, instrument-wise, do you play all the instruments, or do you have a band, or what's the deal?
No, actually, that's my awesome producer. His name is Tavis Stanley. He's in Las Vegas.
Okay.
Wow.
He's in the band Art of Dying, Saint Asonia. He's been at Adelita's Way. He's been in a few bands,
Wow.
but he's awesome.
So, do you just do this via the internet, or do you go out there and
Absolutely, no.
the internet?
He and I have never met in person. It's really weird.
Well, isn't it amazing
Well-
to be able to? That is, and it sounds fantastic.
It does sound fantastic.
Thank you.
How did you hook up with this producer?
We have a mutual friend, Todd Kerns. So Todd and his wife put me in touch with Tavis.
Oh my
And
God.
I am so grateful for that.
Oh, what a great collaboration! I commend you. It sounds wonderful, and your voice is incredible too. By the way.
Thank you very much.
Kristi, before we do a deep dive on your music and your process, tell us about growing up in Charleston. Give us a little bit about that. Things like you were, I'd like to know more about embedded in the music scene and the local music store and the paper, but can you kind of roll it all together for us and let us know how growing up in Charleston was?
Yeah, well, my family was kind of musical. My father had this amazing baritone voice. Beautiful. But he only sang in church in the congregation.
Mm-hmm.
My brother was a great musician, guitar player, singer, songwriter. He passed away in 94,
Oh,
and I got a couple of his guitars.
I see.
So they were hanging on my wall for years.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I started singing in high school. I was in the chorus. I got a vocal coach. I sang at Spoleto Festival in Charleston.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
nice.
Then I started working for Fox Music and taking guitar lessons there. And then eventually they opened a satellite office in Mount Pleasant.
Yeah.
And I managed that for a while.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes, until I got robbed at gunpoint.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
That would kind of put a damper on
Oh my
things.
God, I didn't see that coming. Holy
Damn.
shit. Oh my God.
Oh, you hurt? Were you hurt?
No.
Thank God. Oh.
Yeah, it was terrifying. I don't even know that he really had a gun.
Yeah.
But just the thought of
You
it.
don't want to. Yeah, you don't want to take it. Here, take these Les Pauls. Just get out, please. Take the till.
He
Get lost.
just wanted what was in the cash register.
Yeah. Oh
What a dummy.
oh
I
my
know,
God.
really.
Oh my God, Kristi.
And I also worked for Charleston's Free Time.
Okay.
What's that?
It was an entertainment newspaper.
Oh, cool.
That's
And
right.
I did reviews of local musicians, like the albums I did distribution, that kind of thing.
Holy cow,
Oh, that's cool.
That's why I call you a homie, because we both have connections to that. I did not know this after all these years, Kristi. That's awesome. Was it a circuitous route? How did you end up how did you wind up? I don't want to say end up, but how did you wind up coming to Myrtle Beach?
The wrong reasons.
Oh boy. You want to leave it at that or you want to elaborate? That's up to you.
Yeah, that's up to you.
A musician.
That's basic. Yeah.
Who, by the way, he and I are friends again, so it's all good.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And when do you put that? When do you put a timestamp on that?
That was late 90s, mid to late 90s.
Oh, wow. So you're a Myrtle Beach native.
Basically, I am now, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
I remember distinctly, like when we met, at some point you had something called, I think it was called the Wellness Center, Wellness Council.
Council,
And
yes.
then it did become the Diabetic Wellness Council, or am I getting this wrong?
Yes, it did.
All right. So when I met you, you were in the wellness industry per se. Am I getting that right?
Yes.
Okay. And I also seem to remember a children's book. Am I?
Eartha Gets Well.
That's still around? It's still out there?
Not really. The publisher we had kind of stopped publishing it.
Oh.
But I'm looking for a new publisher for it, actually, because I think it needs to be out there. It actually won an award
Nice.
when it came out, so.
And give us just a little bit about it. So Eartha Gets Well.
Eartha's a little girl who never wanted to go outside, never wanted to exercise, didn't like her vegetables. And then she kind of had an epiphany.
Oh.
And changed her whole outlook, and she started eating healthy, and then she learned about recycling and the environment, and it's basically an entertaining, colorful book with a message.
Cool. Sounds like she was on an upward spiral.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Awesome.
And
Excellent positivity.
And through it all, you've been flexing your creative muscles per se.
Yes.
During the pandemic, also, in what you've given us by way of press release and website, you went back to school to pursue a nutrition degree.
Yes.
Okay, and this was concurrent. This is crazy. 25 years is a long time. What happened to cause you to pick up the guitar again?
I went down the YouTube rabbit hole.
Oh, yeah.
It was 2020. I didn't have a whole lot to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had closed my council office, and so I'm sitting here watching YouTube, which I never watched a lot of YouTube
Yeah, me neither.
prior.
Yep.
But there's an artist that I've really liked for a while, but I got more into what he was doing at that point.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm watching him do acoustic songs on YouTube, and I'm like, I used to be able to do stuff like that. Not as well, but I could still do it.
Right. Fair enough. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's like a little kick in the pants to get back to what you love.
And so
Yeah.
you dusted off one of the guitars and started going? Is that what basically the crux?
I tried. But then I found a fantastic guitar teacher because I had forgotten everything
Yeah.
except for the basic chords.
Right.
So I had to relearn.
Well, I am so glad you did.
Yeah, this is
Me too.
This is inspiring as hell.
It really is.
Um,
Hey, you're doing
Yeah.
the work. You're doing the work, and that's what's paying off.
yeah, but may I
Yeah.
say that does like a certain amount of fluency on a guitar is separate from being creative and writing songs, because you've written a lot of songs
Yeah, I
in the
agree
past
with
couple
that.
of years. I know there's
Yeah.
a distinction there. This may be a little trite, but I mean, then I want to dive down. Can you run down when you started doing music projects? How did that work? Albums, singles, some sort of timeline. Like when did
Oh.
you first said, I'm going to write a song?
Well, I actually started writing when I was back at College of Charleston.
Oh, nice.
And I took one songwriting class.
Yeah.
And then as I was taking guitar lessons back then, I started writing some lyrics, which is basically what I do.
I get you.
Just writing lyrics.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And somehow I kept all those old lyrics over time. All these years, I still have a stack of them.
Cool. You know what? That's a gold mine.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And so I reached out to my friend Elise Testone.
Yes.
And so she and I started going through some of those old songs and trying to edit and revise. And then we started writing new ones together.
Very cool. Now,
And that was
go ahead. I'm sorry.
in 2021, early.
Well, that's
Yeah.
super cool.
So she's awesome.
Okay.
Sounds like a good team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
So then putting these things down, what was it like? Was it challenging or did it just kind of happen? Like getting demos together or what have you? What did you use? What did you do for the initial things?
Well, like she and I did our FaceTime writing because she was living in Rhode Island. And I went to a studio locally, Mission Control Studios in Pawleys Island,
Uh-huh.
and recorded a couple demos.
Yeah.
And then my friend Todd hooked me up with Tavis, and he helped kind of turn those songs into more of the sound that I was looking for.
Yeah. Beautiful. Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're off and running for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You're up and
Yeah.
running. I noticed that you have distinctly different styles from song to song. That's why we'd like to use two more of your songs. But very recently, you recorded a single called "Better Late Than Never" in Nashville.
Yes.
And we'd like to post a link to the music video. Okay, how did that come about? Was this part of the whole? The whole way it happened that you traveled up there and decided to record up there. That was different for you. What you do?
They reached out to me via Instagram, and I did a little research, just check them out, making sure they didn't just want my money.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was a fantastic experience. I was connected to a couple of great Nashville songwriters, so I sent them my lyrics, and they reworked them and, created the music,
I love it.
melody. We did 3 original songs and then a cover.
Well, that's excellent.
But it was great to be up there in the vocal booth. I had Nashville session players
Oh man, come on.
who were absolutely incredible.
Oh, that's the real deal right there. How fun did that have
lightning
to be?
fast on picking up what you wanted to
Oh
put
my
down.
gosh. It was unreal. They recorded 4 songs in 2 hours.
Jeez. Unbelievable.
That's oh my god.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's awesome. The Better
Very
Late
cool.
Than Never seems like it's kind of very appropriate for what you've done.
Yeah.
I mean,
Again, I write from life experiences mostly.
Yep. I can feel it.
your new single I like to say it dropped. Your new single just dropped, Breaking Down the Walls. It dropped on August 18th, the last Friday. And before we play that one, give us a little bit about that.
It was just time to get past all the obstacles and keep moving forward. That's basically what it's about. I'm breaking down the walls, all the barriers, so I can just live my life.
Well, beautiful.
No,
And
that's inspiring to me. I'm sure it is to Chris, too.
absolutely. All right, well, let's hear it.
Time to start something new, breaking down the walls. Gotta get back to the person I once was. Breaking down the walls. I don't know what I'm doing.
what a cool song. Kristi, great job.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you so
Kristi.
much.
Thank you for allowing us to include 3 of your tunes on this.
Oh, absolutely.
I want to geek out. I'm sure Chris wants
Oh, no,
to geek
here we
out
go.
too. What's, are you comfortable with your home setup? What's it like? You've got. Give us a rundown. Chris uses Logic Pro here, but we use a little thing called the Zoom L8. It's a little self-contained unit, and then he does like all kind of post.
I dump it into Logic and edit from there, but that's basically it. I have a little room
Yeah,
with all my crap in it.
yeah.
Little sound hole type thing.
Yeah, I've just got my MacBook Pro.
Yep.
I've got my Scarlett Audio Interface.
Yep.
I use Pro Tools, which I used to have a very love-hate relationship with,
Yeah. And now,
but I'm finally used to it.
man, learning curve, just golly, I'm learning a lot in Logic Pro and I'm barely scratching the surface.
I haven't even scratched the surface on Cubase.
Yeah.
I see him doing stuff, and I'm like, man, one day. But that's great. So I mean, that's kind of geeky. I see several guitars behind you. What a great
Yeah,
setup.
and there's more on the wall. I kind of have a problem with guitars.
Yeah, I believe me.
We know what what it's
I
called.
have gear acquisition syndrome gas.
Yeah, gear
Yeah.
acquisitions.
Yeah, I just spent a little money on a guitar, and I just bought another amp. I got a bunch of stuff in here.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
there's another guitar that I have my eye on, and
Yeah.
it's going to be a gift to myself once I get past all this other stuff.
Very good. What is it?
It is a PRS Telly.
Oh, I love them.
It is the Myles Kennedy signature
Oh
model.
yeah, I've looked at it. It's amazing. I just bought I love it. I just bought the PRS SE2 hollow body piezo.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so good. I'm down that PRS rabbit hole though, but man, that's a nice guitar
Yeah.
you're looking at.
But you do what?
Yeah.
Do you do what he does and like get the guitar and decide it's not really right for you? It's like buying a dress. I mean, buying a dress
Yeah.
and going to the prom and then going and sending.
Oh, I got
it
to.
back.
Well, believe it or not, I'm going to Connecticut next month to a guitar workshop with Paul Reed Smith and Myles Kennedy.
Oh my gosh.
Damn, Chrissy.
And I'm going to go try out the guitar.
Oh my gosh, you can't get it. Can't be a better place.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
So, yeah.
Oh my God.
So I want to make sure that I can use it and that it's light enough.
Yeah. It
And-
speaks to you, sings to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Because when I was in Nashville, I went to Gibson Garage
Oh yeah. Yep.
and I saw an Epiphone. It was the Nancy Wilson Fanatic, the Nighthawk.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. I put my hands on it. I played it and I was in love.
Yeah.
And I bought it a year later as a gift to myself after I finished recording the first album.
All right. That's awesome. Man.
But I had to touch it first because I didn't even know it existed.
No, I can't say I'm all that familiar with that one, but yeah, it's all about getting it in your hands, no doubt.
Yeah.
I was very, very, very pleased with this this hollow body. I
Yeah.
love it.
But you returned some.
I bought a Squire. I mean, no, not Squire. Sire. It's a Larry Carlton Telly style.
Mm-hmm.
It's because this one had been back ordered forever. But then the next day it came off back order, and then the other one was already on its way. It's like, guys, can I switch it, please? No problem. I use Sweetwater. They're pretty good.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah, they're awesome.
And they always send you candy.
I know.
Yeah.
I've never had a better experience.
I haven't had a bit of honey in a long time. Sometimes because of, oh
Not a
my,
little bit of honey.
oh my God. So you've got a total of 2 albums out, but you
Yes.
have more singles. Am I imagining this, or you have singles that are apart from any albums?
Yeah, I have singles. I think that's going to be the route I'm going to take for a little while.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
So, yeah, I had the 4 singles that I recorded in Nashville, which I'm trying to figure out the release schedule because they're so different from the new stuff that Tavis and I have written
Right.
recently.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to figure all of that out.
Oh, it'll work out for sure.
Yeah.
You absolutely have various styles going on, and I'm going to get to the one we're going to play later and talk about that just a bit more. It seems there's a harder one coming at the end of end of this.
I love it.
So, Kristi, you've got Working on a Dream and Mosaic, and then freestanding singles. Well, I think that's why not? Why isn't that the way to go these days? It makes sense.
I got you on Apple Music.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Sure.
Well, let's switch gears a little, Kristi. I see that you are on oxygen right now, and we could hear the little kind of air being released and stuff like that. But 2009, you were diagnosed with, is it called pulmonary sarcoidosis?
Yes.
Pulmonary sarcoidosis. Can you give us a little bit about the diagnosis and how it impacts your life?
It is something that it forms granulomas in the lungs. And so it prevents me from getting full air capacity in my lungs.
Oh,
and right now my lungs look like they're filled with spider webs.
Oh, jeez.
So it makes breathing difficult. And there are people who will get it and get over it.
Oh, yeah.
I am not one of those people.
Oh, I hate to hear that. Jeez.
I did put it into remission a couple of times. I was trying, knowing me, I was trying all the natural methods,
right.
And I did well with it for a while.
Right.
But the last, 5 years or so, it's gotten progressively worse.
Oh, jeez.
But it hasn't prevented me from doing anything.
Well, that's good, at least,
Yeah.
To say nothing of the singing and the breathing necessary to sing and the playing and recording, but it's impacting your day-to-day life as well if you're on oxygen most of the time?
24/7.
24/7.
Yep.
How do you manage to cope with this on a daily basis? So you're on oxygen most of the time. Obviously, you bring that with you wherever you go. Am I mistaken?
Yeah, I've got a portable concentrator that I take with me. I travel with. If I'm staying somewhere overnight, I keep it plugged in the hotel and take it with me to concerts.
Right. I saw you post about going to a concert a little while back.
Yeah, I went in May to see Alter Bridge and Sevendust.
What, House of Blues?
Yes.
Yep.
And I felt I was kind of embarrassed and mortified being there with a wheelchair and my oxygen machine, but those guys didn't care. And the Sevendust guys are friends, and they knew all of this stuff was going on anyway.
Well, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, very cool. I'm glad that you got out and did it.
How was the show?
Phenomenal.
Yep, so I've heard good reviews from other friends.
And then I drove to Richmond earlier this month to see them again.
Oh,
I didn't stay for the concert because it was over 100 degrees. And my oxygen machine kept overheating and turning off a couple times.
No.
So I went back to the hotel.
I don't blame you. At least you were there to show your support. That was cool.
Yeah. And I got all my hugs.
Yeah, that's more important than anything, for sure.
Yeah.
So you're managing to, I don't know if coping is the right word, but it is. I mean, it's not in relation to just your work in music, but in daily life. Are you doing anything else to daily or weekly to manage this or keep it at bay?
I am now doing pulmonary rehab at Conway Medical Center at their gym.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I've been going twice a week, and actually starting Monday, that's tomorrow, isn't it? I'm going to start 3 times a week.
Well, I sure hope it's helpful to you, no doubt.
Yes, of course.
It has helped me a lot. I'm getting a lot stronger.
Well, that sounds like you're on the right track.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I don't have words, but that's I'm sure it's daunting. You're going 3 times a week, but you are preparing for a double lung transplant.
Yes.
What the hell is that like to have to go through? Are
Good
you
Lord.
waitlisted? How does the process work? And is anything else you'd like to add about that? I don't even know what to say about this.
I'm still jumping through hoops. I have to get more testing done, and the pulmonary rehab is one of the things that I have to do
Right.
in order to get on the list.
Gotcha.
I
Yep.
also have to have a full-time caretaker
Oh,
Mm-hmm. Wow.
with me, kind of before and after the surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something I have to work on, and more testing. And then once I get on the list, I wait.
Yeah.
you wait.
Well, phew, I hope you get it going soon as possible.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck with all that.
I'm sure. Yeah, we're not the only ones who are at a loss for words, because that's heavy. And
I
look at-
certainly commend you for doing all you do.
looking at you though, like this aura of positivity
Yeah,
coming
you
from
look you look great.
Yeah.
You look
Thank
great.
you. That's my ring light.
Oh, okay. Nice. Awesome.
Chris, where do we get a half dozen of those?
Wait, we need to go back to makeup. We'll be right back.
Yeah. Kristi, you're amazing, and it's great to know you. We go back a while, and I'm glad. I love you, and I'm glad to finally be talking to you like this.
I know, me too.
Yeah, what a real pleasure to see you
Yeah.
again.
Kristi,
Me too.
what's next on the musical horizon for you?
Oh, I've got more songs coming out, making the schedule, more writing, more lessons, and that's all I do now.
That's it. That's perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, continued success.
Yes,
We're
continued
in your
success.
we're in your corner,
Thank you.
and we're gonna wind this out with
Yes, this is a decidedly harder tune.
Yes.
This gives me a totally different vibe. It's called Shadows Fall. My son heard a bit about this. He got this decidedly. I think he said it's got a Linkin Park vibe to it. Does that make sense?
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
And I thought,
it reminded me of kind of Evanescence.
me too. And I mean,
But better.
we don't tell. I mean, it's something that probably songwriters don't want to hear. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? But I mean, that's awesome.
No, it's a powerful song. I love it.
But
Yeah, thank you.
This is decidedly harder than the first two. That's what I
Yes.
mean about you got some sort of divergent styles going on.
Which I find
Yeah.
is
I
very
think
cool.
I was trying to find my sound,
Yeah.
getting out everything that I've listened to, all my influences,
Right.
and then finding myself.
Understood. I get you. As an artist, I
Yeah.
can completely relate to that.
Amen. I love it. Kristi, it's an honor to have had you today, and we appreciate it.
Yep.
If that's okay, we're going to close out with Shadows Fall.
Yeah, we're going to put your links
Thanks
in.
so much.
Thank you very much.
Kristi.
Right. Take care, Kristi. And here's this beautiful song, Shadows Fall. Yeah. Thanks for being with us on episode 79. And YaleBrothers@gmail.com. And there's one more thing. Rock and roll.